Listen to me. If you're watching this right now, it's not by accident. You didn't just stumble here by mistake. Something inside you is hungry. Something inside you is restless. Something inside you is screaming, I want more. And I'm here to tell you today, you're right. You do deserve more. You do have more inside you. You can do more, be more, achieve more, live more. But let me be brutally honest. The world isn't going to hand it to you. Nobody's going to show up at your door and say, hey, here's your dream. Here's your success. Here's your destiny. No, life doesn't work like that. Life is going to test you. Life is going to push you. Life is going to see how badly you really want it. But the fact that you're here, listening to this, means you're already different. Most people quit before they even start. Most people settle for comfort, settle for average, settle for good enough. But not you. You're here because something in you refuses to die. That fire, even if it's just a spark right now, is alive. And today, I'm here to pour gasoline on that spark until it becomes an unstoppable fire. Let me tell you this, motivation is good. It gets you started. But motivation fades. Discipline, consistency, and vision, that's what will carry you when you don't feel like moving. And this message you're about to hear, it's not just words. This is a blueprint, a wake-up call, a roadmap to unleash the version of yourself you've been hiding for far too long. So let's set the tone right now. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care how many times you failed. I don't care how many people doubted you. What matters is this: you're still breathing. You're still standing. And as long as you're alive, the story isn't over. Look around you. Look at the world we live in. Every single person you admire, every single success story you've ever heard, every single legend, they all started where you are. Uncertain, broke, lost, doubted, underestimated. The difference is they didn't quit. They pushed through the pain. They pushed through the fear. They pushed through the nights when nobody believed in them. And if they can do it, you can too. So today, I want you to lock in. I want you to listen with your heart, not just your ears. Because I'm about to tell you the truth that most people will never say to your face. Your dream is possible, but it won't come easy. Your goals are achievable, but they demand sacrifice. The life you want, it's waiting for you, but it won't wait forever. Either you rise up and claim it, or you watch someone else live it while you sit in regret. And I know you don't want that. You wouldn't be here if you were okay with regret. You wouldn't be here if you were okay with being average. You wouldn't be here if you were okay with letting your potential rot inside you. Nah, you're here because you know, deep down, you've got something the world needs to see. So this is the deal. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to break it down. We're going to talk about discipline. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about habits, confidence, vision, and execution. And by the end of this, you're not going to just feel motivated. You're going to have the fire and the plan to start changing your life. Starting today, this is not a game. This is not entertainment. This is your life. And if you're ready, then let's go. Because the next level of you is waiting. And it's time to wake that beast up. You hear people say all the time, I just don't feel motivated. Let me tell you something. If you wait on motivation, you'll waste your whole life waiting. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fragile. One bad day, one disappointment, one setback, and your motivation is gone. You can't build greatness on something as weak as a feeling. You need something stronger. You need discipline. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline doesn't care if it's raining, if you're broke, if you're stressed, if you don't feel like it. Discipline says, we move anyway. Discipline says, we show up regardless. Discipline says, this is who I am, this is what I do, and nothing is going to stop me. You see, successful people are not always the most talented. They're not always the smartest. They're not always the luckiest. But I'll tell you what they are: disciplined. They show up day after day after day when the rest of the world is making excuses. That's the secret. That's the difference maker. Think about an athlete training for the Olympics. You think they're motivated every single day to wake up at 4 a.m. and train until their body screams? You think they're motivated every day to eat clean, to practice the same moves over and over until it's perfect? No, Motivation gets them started, but discipline keeps them in a race. It's the same for you. If you're waiting until you feel like it, you're already behind. The truth is, you'll never feel like it 100% of the time. You'll never feel ready. You'll never feel perfectly motivated. And that's okay, because feelings don't build empires. Actions do. Let me give it to you straight. Discipline is freedom. People think discipline is about restriction, about limiting yourself. But the opposite is true. Discipline is what sets you free. When you're disciplined with your time, you create freedom to live life on your terms. When you're disciplined with your money, you create freedom from debt and stress. When you're disciplined with your habits, you create freedom to become the best version of yourself. And here's the kicker. Discipline is built, not given. You're not born disciplined. You build it one decision at a time. You build them, you say, no, I'm not hitting snooze, I'm getting up. You build it when you say, no, I'm not skipping the gym, I'm showing up. You build it when you say, no, I'm not spending hours scrolling on my phone, I'm putting in work on my dreams. Every time you choose action over excuses, you're stacking bricks. Brick by brick, you're building a foundation that nobody can knock down. Now, don't get it twisted. Discipline is hard. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. But that's the point. Because the very thing that's uncomfortable today is what makes you unstoppable tomorrow. You think growth is supposed to feel good? No. Growth is supposed to stretch you. Growth is supposed to break you down so you can rebuild stronger. Listen, if you only do what's easy, your life will be hard. But if you're willing to do what's hard, your life will get easier. That's the paradox of success. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. So ask yourself, which pain are you willing to carry? Look, anybody can grind when they're motivated. That's easy. The question is, can you grind when you're tired? Can you grind when nobody's clapping? Can you grind when the results are invisible? Can you grind when the world is telling you to quit? That's the test. And if you pass that test, there is nothing, I repeat, nothing that can stop you. So from this day forward, stop waiting to feel motivated. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. Build discipline, and you'll create a life most people only dream about. The alarm goes off, you move, the opportunity comes, you seize it. The challenge hits, you face it. That's discipline, and that's how you win. Listen to me carefully. The biggest prison in the world is not made of concrete. It's not behind bars. It's not guarded by soldiers. The biggest prison in the world is the mindset of a victim. And too many people are serving a life sentence in that prison without even realizing it. A victim mindset says, life is happening to me. A creator mindset says, life is happening for me. A victim says, I can't win because of my past. A creator says, my past is fuel for my future. A victim blames. A creator builds. A victim complains. A creator creates. Which one are you? See, the dangerous thing about being stuck in a victim mindset is it feels comfortable. It feels safe. Because if everything is somebody else's fault, then you don't have to change. If everything is a system, your boss, your parents, your circumstances, then you don't have to take responsibility. You get to sit back, fold your arms, and say, see, that's why I can't succeed. But here's the truth. That mindset is the quickest way to kill your potential. Nobody is coming to save you. I'll say it again. Nobody is coming to save you. Not the government, not the company, not your family, not your friends. This is your life. And if you don't take control, you will watch it pass you by. Now, I'm not saying life is fair. It's not. Some people are born into wealth, some into poverty. Some people are born with opportunities, some with obstacles. But here's the thing. You don't control how you start, but you absolutely control how you finish. And history is filled with people who started at the bottom and refused to stay there. Oprah Winfrey was abused and grew up poor. Today, she's one of the most powerful women on the planet. J.K. Rowling was a broke single mom writing in coffee shops. Today, her stories have touched millions. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. He came back and changed technology forever. The difference? They didn't stay victims. They became creators. So, how do you make that shift? How do you break out of the prison of victimhood and step into the power of being creator? First, own everything. I don't care if it wasn't your fault. Own it anyway, because when you take responsibility, you take back power. If it's always somebody else's fault, you're powerless. But the moment you say, no matter what happened, I decide what I do next, you just unlock freedom. Second, reframe your pain. Stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Every struggle, every heartbreak, every failure carries a lesson. A victim sees problems. A creator sees lessons. And when you collect those lessons, you grow stronger. Third, speak life into yourself. Watch your words. A victim says, I can't, I'll never, I'm not enough. A creator says, I can, I will, I'm becoming. Your words are seeds. Plant negativity, reap weeds. Plant power, reap greatness. Fourth, take relentless action. Creators don't sit around waiting for perfect conditions. They move with what they have, where they are. They build, they adapt, they innovate. The victim waits for opportunity. The creator creates opportunity. And let me tell you something powerful. When you stop being a victim, you stop attracting problems and start attracting solutions. Life begins to open doors you didn't even know existed. People begin to notice your energy. Opportunities begin to flow your way because the world rewards creators. But don't get it twisted. This isn't a one-time switch. It's a daily choice. Every day you wake up, you decide, am I going to be a victim or a creator today? Am I going to blame or build? Am I going to complain or create? You want freedom? Shift your mindset. You want power? Shift your mindset. You want success? Shift your mindset. You have to stop waiting for someone to hand you the pen and realize you've had the pen the whole time. Your life is a story, and you're the author. Write something worth reading. So stop saying, life is unfair. Of course it's unfair. That's the point. But while everyone else is crying about the unfairness, you can be the one who rises anyway. You can be the one who says, yeah, I started at the bottom, but watch me climb. You can be the one who turns pain into purpose, struggle into strength, losses into lessons. That's the creator mindset. That's how you win.